Alright, so we're at Casa Grande Mountain, and I'm just waiting for George. He's gonna show up with the mountain bikes, and then we're gonna go for a ride here. I got the stabilizer all hooked up in a little bit different position than normal. I found, you probably saw in some other videos, I kept hitting it with my knees, or my legs, mainly on like short, uphill, like steep turns, because you find like you swing your knee over and hit it. So I just tried adjusting it upwards a little bit more. I don't necessarily want to have it mounted right way up and the camera being like here, but I think that's what everyone else does, so we'll see how I like it. I just find like up here it's got a lot more bobble, whereas down here, I mean, it's still got the bobble, but I just feel because of the lower center of gravity or something, it just kind of hangs there a lot better. So here's what Casa Grande Mountain looks like. So this is the start. We're gonna head out, probably go all the way along the Ridge Line Trail there. I don't know if you can see it. And around the corner of that mountain, and then there's trails for miles out here. So you can check that out on Trail Forks or Strava. Basically you have the town of Casa Grande behind me. And yeah, should be here any minute. Just gotta watch out for cactuses like crazy. You get these jumping cholas here. If you land in a patch of those, you're gonna be suffering. So those are all over this desert here. We actually go through like two little mini kind of forests or clusters of them around the second mountain on a different bike that I've never ridden before. And we'll see how she goes. Let me know down below. This video will probably be no filters and no music, because that's what people want right now. So we'll see if that changes in the future. I might keep doing like the skill points and stuff like that. I don't know, I haven't decided. I don't know if people like them yet or not, but I'll probably keep adding them. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely, I think it's kind of worth it. I mean, I see it a lot because I'm editing and I'm constantly watching it, so I kind of get used to it, or it's like kind of less exciting for me. But let me know down below if you guys think the skill points and unlocking things and all that RPG stuff I've been playing around with. So I thought it was something a little different that I could bring to the table. And but if you guys don't like it, then fuck you guys. I won't do it. So yeah, super excited to be here. The sun usually goes down around 5 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now, so it's gonna start hiding behind this mountain. It'll cool off just perfectly. I think that's why they time their rides for about 3 o'clock. Get about 2 good hours in before the sun really sets, and then about 2.5, 3 hours before it's black out here. But this actually used to be like some crazy drug smugglers like mountain hideaway way back in the 20s or something like that. So that's pretty cool. You can find like thousands and thousands of broken bottles out here. The place is literally littered with shattered glass, and so that's kind of neat. Gangster territory from back in the day. Around the other side here, there's actually some old prison kind of cells or shelters or holding cells, whatever you want to call them, and some bathrooms for the gangs or whatever. It's all built out of stone and it's deteriorated now. They're like not functioning bathrooms, completely rotted out, but pretty cool. The door still works on the one building. You could probably actually still lock people in there if you really wanted. And yeah, so let's get this day on. I'll stop talking, and I'll probably even make this a separate video just from the ride. So check out the ride video, which should come out tomorrow or maybe the same day as you're watching this. It'll be my next video up, Casa Grande Mountain, and check it out. Right here it is, guys. Marin Pine Mountain. It's actually yeah, perfect fit. I feel like it is, yeah.
Not too wobbly on the tire pressure? That's all right.
No, it feels good. Okay, yeah, instead of offsetting it. I wasn't looking ahead, but I made it, yeah. And the longer seat, that creates more torque, right? Having the, or no, shorter is more torque. for the chainstay?
It's just more stability on the trail.
And you have less like slapping and stuff, obviously,
Yeah.
on a single speed because there's no derailleur. That's awesome.
I had them put the cable guides on in case I wanted to add a derailleur. I can. This is mainly for aesthetic purposes, but I wanted to experiment with really long seat stays too in terms of compliance and flex.
And do you think titanium flexes more than steel or less?
Way more.
Way more, but
Way
still
more.
Just as strong and
beauty,
light.
The beauty of titanium is that it'll flex without fatiguing and breaking.
Oh, okay. Whereas steel
will, and aluminum must not be allowed to flex.
No, because it's done then.
That's
right?
why they're so stiff.
Yeah.
And they've got full suspension titanium bikes that have no pivot in the back. It just
flexes metal. Wow.
Yeah.
So you just remove. Where do they?
They just put a flat plate down here.
Okay.
In front of the chain stays between the bottom bracket and the chain stays.
And then it's just a shock.
Just a flat plate of titanium, and then they have a shock. There's a bike called a Funk, a bike brand called Funk.
Yeah.
Cycles.
And that's who does it. Have you seen that? You've probably seen that loft fork.
Yeah.
That flexy lofty fork. It's supposed to be quite a bit lighter than your typical shock, right?
I've seen 2 of them busted too.
Yeah. Those little carbon fiber blades in there, right?
Yeah. And they break on the Tour Divide.
Really?
Unfortunately, yeah. Really
Have you done that? No.
No, I
not
haven't
yet.
done it, but I've been looking at it.
Well, it starts in Canada.
I know. Up in Banff.
I think it's on my list too. I'd love to do all this, especially after riding across Canada. It's just like opens your eyes to a world of adventure, right?
I designed a bike for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting built right now. I should have it in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
I call it the Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's an adventure
Binary
bike.
Havoc.
Binary Havoc.
Sweet.
Got one called a Hammer, which is really long front center, 160 mil travel in the front, hardtail.
That sounds like a little more enduro.
29 plus.
You can really rail that thing.
Big old fat tire, 160 mil travel. There's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it that I can see anywhere.
It'd be interesting to try. Yeah, a longer shock, but still a hardtail, and not bring the full suspension into it.
And I've got a steeper seat tube angle, so the whole cockpit moves forward.
On this bike.
The wheelbase on
the other one.
The Hammer too. And the wheelbase is really long. It's like 1,250 millimeters.
So it gives you a lot more over the bar weight naturally, right? Without forcing it.
It just moves you up forward, and it's got relatively short chain stays. It's got shorter chain stays than this. So it's that forward geometry. Thing rides like a Cadillac. It's amazing.
That's awesome. I see those guys. I always picture stuff when I'm in Vancouver. You see the guys on the little fake choppers, but they're pedal bikes. They're like this gang of guys that make custom chopper bikes, but they just cruise around out by the beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just see them when they're all like lined up like those crazy funny bikes, whatever they call them. Just wheel way out front, just like got the stereo on the back.
It's kind of the way the Hammer is. It's a 66 degree head tube angle. Super slack. It's
this mountain keeps going. That's the thing, because I've only ridden. I was crazy enough to ride it once out to the where you stop and look at the gun range.
Yeah.
And I just never did it again because I kept getting flats from riding around over there. Because that first day, no flats. It was just like perfect ride.
You running tubes?
Yeah, tubes on the cyclocross bike.
Yeah, you can't really none of tubes out here.
My 60 psi pressure.
Yeah.
Or maybe even higher that day.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, it was stupid.
That stuff's just crazy.
But I couldn't afford a mountain bike, so I did what I had to do.
My normal self.
When you probably, with the way you ride, the things you ride, you probably have to like relax for a couple months and then start tapering back up for crazy rides. And
no, I try
to organize it a bit.
I try to keep the intensity up because
you never know when a race could.
No,
pop
at my
up.
age, if you slack off, you really lose it. So if I slack off a little, I lose a lot of ground. So
okay.
I pretty much can't.
That's Jerry's crazy like that. He'll do like 80 kilometers on the road bike and then get on the mountain bike and do like another 45 on the mountain bike all in one day.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And I really slowed down.
He just turned 60
this past summer. Yeah, he's fast too.
Yeah, he'll be back down eventually. Maybe this year.
I really slacked off this summer because I
was
just
hot.
started
It was
this
record
job.
heat this.
It was
this-
really hot.
this year too, right?
Yeah, and I was coming off shift, and it was just so stinking hot. And I'd get home, you know, and I'd say, you know, the last thing I want to do is go out there and
Sweat some more.
sweat my ass off on that.
Do you have air conditioning in a helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it gets a little cooler when you're
but
a
I'm
little
not
higher,
always
but
in it.
you're outside.
Yeah. Anyway, I slacked off a little over the summer, and it really
You
cost
really
me.
noticed it, eh?
Yeah.
You probably just notice it in, well, the way you feel, but even all your times on Strava. And it's so nice to have these tools now. Average speed, average heart rate, this, that, right? Power meters if you want them.
Yeah.
You can really tune yourself up. It's great.